Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Headline Newspaper Update on the Insider Podcast today, Saturday, June 29, 2024. I am Kayode Sonny, and with me, I have the Nation newspaper, The Guardian, Saturday Punch, Saturday Vanguard, and outside Nigeria, Daily Mirror. Starting off the day from the page of Saturday Punch, this one on page 4, minimum wage. Labour rejects governor's bid to take over negotiations with rider. Governors unfriendly, some states yet to pay 30,000 naira approved 5 years ago, NLC. States shall be allowed to negotiate with workers, governors insist. On page 10 of Saturday Punch, CNN debate. Biden's camp manages poor outing as Trump supporters celebrate. On page 4, kidnapping spree. Police upgrade tracking as 1,290 abducted in 2024. Also on page 10 of Saturday Punch, Chioma Davido's fairy tale wedding that scattered social media. On page 14, people tell me my wife is beautiful, visually impaired lecturer says. On page 22 and 23, amid brain drain, fake doctors wreak havoc on vulnerable citizens. On page 28, those criticizing me for not covering my head in Mecca are ignorant, and that's coming from Oluwo. And this one on page 30 of Saturday Punch, Naira rated worst performing currency in 2024. Now moving on to Saturday Vanguard, minimum wage. You can't dictate what to pay. Labour replies governors, and that's on page 5 with riders want against provoking industrial unrest with inflammatory utterances. Says Nigerian workers should not be reduced to beggars. On page 19, we have this one, Chivido 2024, takeaways from the wedding. Also on page 10, we have this $1 billion blood money. Stakeholders unite to crush banditry in Northwest. On page 15, U.S. presidential debate. Biden may withdraw from race. On page 8, police drag man to court for defiling 8-year-old. And yes, those are all the headlines from the front page of Saturday Vanguard. And just this one before we go, I'll leave the front page. On page 7, Governor Mba changing leadership strategy in Southeast. Says presidency bags presidential award for MSME's development. On page 14, Kano Emirate crisis. NJC must wield the big stick. Stakeholders. Now moving on to the Nation for today. The banner headline and the most common cross board. We have this one, minimum wage. Governors can't dictate what to pay, says NLC. And that's on page 4 with riders accuses governors of hypocrisy, double standards. We'll negotiate our own wage, Jigawa governor insists. Fresh fears over standoff, impact of new minimum wage. And let's see some other stories on page 6 right here. Tinubu signs executive order to slash pharmaceutical prices with rather zero tariffs, excise duties, VAT on imported inputs. On page 5, 2023 budget extension targets 100% project execution. Presidency action may worsen inflation, Nasima warns. On page 2, sexual assault. Appeal court affirms Babai Jesha's 5-year conviction. On page 7, outrage over Senators 2023 polls vote buying confession. On page 3, Rivers crisis. CJ transfers Speaker's case to another case. On page 7, PEBEC, Marine and Blue Economy emerges best performing ministry. On page 7, Friends associates Mon ex-Conga CEO Nick Imuda with rather share desists last moment. On page 6, the last one, Nigeria will overcome current economic challenges, and that's coming from the former president Goodluck Jonathan. On the Guardian newspaper for today, we are seeing this one right here, the banner headline, as in Kano siege on traditional institution rages in Sokoto. That's on pages 8 and 9. And this one on page 5, it's an interview. Iman Swangbon, education is the roadmap to whatever an individual will become. On page 17, the politics page, it will be unfair for anybody to blame Tinubu for current challenges, says Mogalu. And this one on page 2, Nigeria will overcome present economic challenges, said Jonathan Lokpobere. Okay, on page 2 also, governors cannot dictate what to pay as minimum wage, NLC declares. And the back page of The Guardian, Kenya, the writing on the wall, inside stuff. And now moving outside Nigeria now, from the front page of Daily Mirror, we're seeing this on Farage and a new law, reform racism storm. And the big headline right here, missing Brit, new clue. I could hear Jay sleeping on rocks. Best friend reveals a saw teenager leave road in video call from Tenerife. Those are all the headlines from the newspapers today, Saturday, June 29, 2024. Thank you for tuning in, and please do not forget to react or make your comment under the question and answer box below this post. Thank you for tuning in once again. I am Kayode. See you next time.